Inside Building Products, a Siemens podcast that keeps you learning.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, our mission is really to take something pretty complex enterprise security architecture and make it, well, understandable. We're focusing on the digital buildings cluster, specifically looking at a security solution called Siport. And it does a lot more than just lock doors. It's kind of a global gatekeeper.
Exactly. Think of this as getting a clear picture, without the heavy tech jargon, of how huge companies or places like hospitals and airports manage who goes where. You know, that simple card swipe. There's actually a surprising amount going on behind the scenes to make sure it works right every single time.
Right.
And Siport, just for context, it sits within the broader Siemens suite from Siemens. Its job is specifically access control and, really importantly, time tracking too.
And the stakes here are, well, they're massive, aren't they? The source material really hammers this home. If you don't get this right, you're looking at serious disruption, maybe losing assets, wasted money.
Or absolutely futile spends, they call it,
Yeah.
and huge reputation damage. You lose trust. Whereas if you secure the environment properly, you're building in resilience. You're making sure the business keeps running, operations are efficient, and, people feel safe. Customers and shareholders trust you more. That's the goal with Siport, using physical security to really enable a smart building.
Okay, so let's try and pin down a simple definition. If you imagine a big campus or a secure building as a complex machine, Siport is kind of like the central nervous system controlling movement.
That's a pretty good analogy, yeah. It's the brain deciding who gets in, who stays out. Authorized people, employees, visitors who've been properly registered, they can move around as needed. Unauthorized people, they stop at the door or the lobby.
And you mentioned big places. What sort of scale are we talking about? Where does Siport typically live?
It's really built for what we call critical infrastructure. So think massive office complexes for global companies, sprawling refineries, huge hospitals, major airports, places where security and just keeping things running smoothly are absolutely non-negotiable.
Gotcha. So if I work for one of these big international companies, say in the London office, and I swipe my card, what's actually happening? If the whole system is global, how does my London door know to open without, checking with New York every single time?
Right. That gets us into the architecture.
Yeah.
Let's try another analogy. Think local police versus, say, FBI headquarters.
Okay.
You've got the hardware, you see the card reader by the door, the electronic lock. Those connect to specialized devices called controllers. Think of the controllers as the local police officers on the beat.
Right.
They know the rules for their specific door or area. They can make the decision right there. Okay, this card is valid for this door at this time, even if maybe the main network connection is down for a minute.
Okay, that makes sense. Local decision making. But who tells the local police, the controllers, what the rules are in the first place?
That's where the FBI headquarters comes in. All those controllers and the computers the security staff use, they all connect back, usually over the company's network, could be local or wide area, to the main application and database server.
The central brain.
Exactly. That server holds all the information. Who has access where, what the company-wide security policies are, all the schedules. It manages the entire system and pushes the rules down to the controllers. That's how you enforce one consistent policy, whether someone's swiping in London or Tokyo.
Okay, that global reach immediately makes me think about scale. I mean, if this thing is the brain for a giant international company, isn't the brain itself a potential weak spot? What if it goes down?
That's precisely the challenge systems like Siport are designed to solve. And that leads us straight into its main advantages. Flexibility, scalability, and crucially, business continuity.
Right.
Siport is what's known as an adept physical access control solution, or PCS. It's built for these huge multinational corporations. Just to give you an idea of the numbers, a single Siport server can handle connections for up to 16,000 card readers.
16,000?
Yeah. And the system as a whole can manage access for up to, wait for it, 1 million individual people.
1 million people. Managed globally.
Yeah.
That's hard to get your head around. How does that even work in practice?
Well, it implies a need for really smart architecture, which they achieve through something called the multi-server federation concept. Imagine you need local managers, say in Frankfurt, to manage their own building efficiently.
Okay.
But you also need the head office in Chicago to set the overall security rules that Frankfurt has to follow. This federation allows for that decentralized management while still enforcing the central corporate policies.
So distributed control, but centralized rules.
Exactly. And this federation approach also enables multi-tenant capabilities. Think of a massive corporate tower where the main company leases out floors to, say, 50 other businesses.
Right, happens all the time.
Siport can handle that. It can manage up to 64,000 separate tenants, giving each their own access rules within their space, while making sure everyone follows the main building security protocols. And this scalability even extends to things like using your phone as your access card, connecting with other building management tools.
Okay, let's talk business continuity, that resilience factor.
Yeah.
You mentioned if the network drops, my card still needs to work at my local office door, right?
Absolutely critical. The federation concept isn't just for scale, it's for resilience. It uses what they call intelligent synchronization.
Okay.
Basically, all the important data, personal details, card credentials, even biometric templates like fingerprints if they're used, is constantly and securely copied and updated between the main central servers and the local branch service.
Ah, I see. So there's a local copy.
Precisely.
Yeah.
If the main server in, say, New York goes offline for maintenance or because of an outage, the local server in Mumbai or wherever already has all the necessary information stored securely. It can continue to operate autonomously, letting the right people in and out without interruption.
And that synchronization, is it secure?
Oh, definitely. All that communication back and forth is locked down tight using high standard encryption like TLS 1.2. So the data integrity is protected across all these different locations and time zones.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about using the system. The sources mention a lot of web applications designed to make life easier for administrators and even employees. What kind of convenience do these offer?
Huge convenience, honestly. Take visitors, for example. We've all been there waiting in a lobby.
Signing a dusty logbook?
Right. With the web visit feature, an employee can pre-register their guest through the company intranet. They can assign a temporary access card, set the specific areas the visitor can go. It's all ready when the visitor arrives. Smooth, efficient, no more awkward waiting.
That sounds much better. Improves the experience for everyone.
Definitely. And there are other web tools too. Web Card Holder lets authorized managers handle employee card data online, maybe update access rights quickly. WebDoor gives them a real-time view of door statuses. Are they locked, unlocked, forced open? They can even manage barriers or turnstiles remotely.
And audits. If something happens or if you just need to check who went where, that's crucial, I imagine.
Absolutely. That's where Web Audit Trail and Alarms comes in. Security teams can use it to see event logs, handle alarms as they pop up, and run reports on the fly. Need to know who accessed the server room last night? You can pull that report instantly. It's vital for compliance and for investigating any incidents quickly.
Makes sense. Now, what about the physical cards themselves? I lose my badge, happens to the best of us. What's involved in getting a new one?
The system aims to make that pretty painless. It often includes modules for printing and encoding new cards right there on site.
Oh, okay.
It supports all the common modern technologies, MyFair, DSphere, Legic, Deck, the stuff most corporate cards use. And it can even handle encoding biometric data directly onto the card if needed. The key feature here is called Card Replace.
Card Replace?
Yeah. Let's say you lose your card. An administrator uses this feature. It issues you a new card and automatically, instantly transfers all your existing access rights,
right?
The labs, the office floor, the parking garage, whatever, to the new card. And just as importantly, it automatically cancels the privileges on the old lost card.
So no risk of someone finding the old card and using it.
Exactly. The old one becomes useless immediately.
Now, something that really stood out in the source material was the emphasis on HR integration. This sounds like it could save a ton of administrative headache. What does that actually mean?
Oh, it's a huge time saver. Think about onboarding a new employee. Traditionally, HR hires them, then someone else has to manually create an access profile, assign rights, get a card made.
Right, lots of steps, potential for errors.
Exactly. Siport can integrate directly with major HR systems, like SAP is a common one they mentioned being certified for. So when HR adds a new employee to the SAP system, Siport can automatically pick up that information, name, department, start date, etc., and create the basic access profile ready for refinement and card issuance.
Wow. So it bridges the gap between HR records and physical access?
Perfectly put. It eliminates a massive amount of duplicate data entry and potential errors. Yeah. Same for when someone leaves HR, updates the system, Siport automatically revokes access, streamlines the whole process.
That is smart. Okay, one more integration point. What about all the different types of electronic locks out there? Do companies have to rip everything out and install specific Siport locks?
No, not at all. That's another flexibility point. Siport is designed to integrate with existing wireless electronic lock systems from major manufacturers, companies like Dormakaba, Salto, Assa Abloy, with their Aperio tech.
Ah, okay.
So a company might have some older wired doors connected directly to controllers and newer wireless locks on other doors. Siport can manage both centrally, bringing everything under one umbrella for monitoring and reporting. You don't need a total hardware overhaul.
All right, let's talk about the core of it all, security. Especially for critical infrastructure, this system has to be incredibly secure against threats, right? Without getting too technical, what should we understand about the encryption involved?
You should understand that it's robust, multi-layered, and designed to protect against modern cyber threats. They use strong AES encryption that's a recognized high standard. We're talking up to 256-bit encryption in places.
Okay, AES 256, I've heard of that. Strong stuff.
Very strong. It's used to protect the communication between the access card and the reader, and also between all the system components, the readers talking to the controllers talking to the servers. It makes the data flowing across the network extremely difficult for anyone unauthorized to intercept or tamper with.
And what about protecting the system itself? Who can log in and make changes?
That's locked down too. User authentication, meaning how the system verifies the identity of the security administrators logging in, typically integrates with standard secure corporate IT practices. Things like using Windows Active Directory logins, or even more advanced methods like public key infrastructure, PKI. Basically, it piggybacks on the company's existing secure ways of verifying user identities.
Got it. Now, you mentioned flexibility earlier. What about customization? An airport's rules for accessing the tarmac are going to be vastly different from a hospital's rules for the pharmacy, right? Can Siport handle that level of detailed, specific rules?
Oh, absolutely. That's a core requirement. Siport allows for quite a bit of customization. You can program specific control routines, little automated workflows, both at the central server level and even down at the individual controller level.
So you could program a door controller to, say, require 2 card swipes during certain hours?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Or you could program the reader itself to prompt a user for input. Maybe they need to enter a PIN after swiping their card, or perhaps enter a specific project code to access a secure lab. That kind of granular control is built in.
And for really high security areas, is a card swipe, even with a PIN, always enough?
Often, no. So Siport integrates additional layers. One is image verification. In a high-security zone, when someone badges in, their stored photo can pop up on a security operator's screen for real-time visual confirmation.
Human check.
Exactly. The system can even capture snapshots or link directly to video feeds associated with that access point for investigation if needed. The second big layer is biometrics.
Fingerprints, things like that.
Yes, fingerprint readers, even palm vein readers. Siport integrates with these. So you can set up multi-factor authentication. Maybe you need your card plus your fingerprint, or maybe a PIN plus your finger scan. It adds a significant layer of certainty about who is actually gaining access.
Okay. And finally, with all this complexity, managing access to critical places, trust is paramount. How is Siport viewed in terms of official validation?
That's a really important point. Siport has undergone rigorous independent testing and has received certifications from respected bodies. The sources mention Germany's TÜV and the Federal Office for Information Security, the BSI. Getting that kind of certification involves deep checks on IT security, reliability, functionality. It basically serves as an official stamp of approval, confirming it's a trusted application for these highly sensitive environments. Hashtag outro.
Okay, so let's try and quickly wrap up the key takeaways for you listening. A Siport is this highly scalable, globally capable system for managing physical access control and time tracking. Its real strengths lie in its flexibility, its focus on business continuity, keeping things running, and its top-tier security.
And it does this through smart, modular features, like the web applications for easy visitor management or door monitoring, the seamless HR integration that saves so much time, and advanced options like biometrics and strong encryption for those high security needs.
Yeah, I think the so what here is that Siport really shows how physical security and IT security have merged, especially at a massive global scale. It's the underlying infrastructure that lets these huge organizations manage potentially over 1 million people moving around their facilities worldwide, all while keeping things secure, resilient, and compliant with complex policies.
That connection is key, isn't it? Linking someone's physical location and movement directly to corporate policy and their digital identity, and keeping that synchronized synchronized across borders, across time zones. It's powerful stuff.
It really is. Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, maybe something provocative to consider. When physical access and digital identity are so tightly linked by systems like this, constantly tracked and synchronized globally, what does that mean for the future of individual privacy versus corporate security and control? Where does that balance lie as these technologies become even more integrated?
That's a big question.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Siport. We hope this gives you a clearer picture how these critical systems work. Until next time.